Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Centurion Leadership Battalion podcast, your source of accountability, inspiration, and motivation to become your best and reach your fullest potential every day. Our motto, it's simple: to use our determination to crush our everyday leadership tasks so that we dominate in our delivery of services and products to our clients and achieve victory and personal growth, profitability, and creating environments for those around us to prosper. Let's get this show started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Centurion Leadership Battalion podcast. Again, Justin Bizzarro. I'm your host. That's Bizzarro. You can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Probably some other ones out there, who knows. But if you want to reach out and find this podcast, go to @Centurion Leadership Battalion on Instagram and Facebook. We're out there also. So core value number 8, guys: be committed to dominate daily, take initiative. Well, first of all, let's talk about the take initiative part. I don't know how you get started on anything if you don't take the initiative to start it in the first place or lead something or do whatever. So if this is a leadership-based group, leadership-based podcast, leadership-based belief system or core value system, however we want to look at it, then taking initiative is obviously a hugely important step. And so this is a little bit like, what do I take inventory in here? You know, so if I'm taking an inventory, what is that initiative? What are the things I'm not taking initiative in that I should be? So what's the inventory of Justin Bizzarro? When am I taking initiative? When am I not taking initiative? That's the best way to work on this core value, honestly. What are the things I'm veering away from because I'm scared? What are the things I'm not doing for my kids, for my family, for my community, for my job, for myself? What am I running from? What does it look like? So taking that initiative means also I'm taking responsibility to do more, to dominate, to do whatever it is that I'm doing. I need to take initiative to lead. I need to do something, So for me, this is like also an inventory type thing of, being reflective in the fact that what is Justin Bizzarro not doing? What am I veering away from or not taking initiative in because I'm scared or fear-based? So that's sort of taking initiative for me. It means also putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Maybe I don't know anything, but if someone asks me to volunteer at work or in my community, I'm doing it because maybe it does make me uncomfortable, but it forces me to grow. So taking initiative is sometimes putting yourself in a situation where it's uncomfortable or you may not know what you're doing, but you're doing it to grow. And it's okay to admit you may not know everything about it, but you're taking it to grow into the position. I think most positions in life, whether they're jobs or whatever, you're hired or you're brought in or you're volunteered or you're elected to go make a difference and grow that position and make it better than it was before and grow into it. At least that's my opinion anyway. I don't know what else there is. If someone else has a different opinion, great. If everyone thinks you're just supposed to do the status quo, honestly, I don't think no matter how successful that company is, you want to work there. It's not going to give you much purpose or give you fulfillment in your leadership's endeavors, because any company that makes sure you can grow, lead, even if it's in the position, maybe it's not lead so you're comfortable in your position, but you want to lead anyway. So that's leading in your company. Maybe I'm an accountant, but I can lead, help organizing company event or corporate softball teams, etc. So what is it that I'm going to do? How am I going to take initiative? And then being committed to dominate daily is really, how am I going to take initiative daily? How am I going to be responsible for my tasks daily? What is my goals going to be? And how am I going to task my way along this? Obviously, the number one person that really taught me this was my mother growing up. I had to do a lot of things related to soccer to grow in my skill set. I loved soccer, but I need to make my touch better. I need to get better with my left foot. I need to get better with my knees, head, shoulders, elbows, whatever. You don't use your elbows in soccer unless you're defending. But my point being that I had to practice it daily. And so there's like 100 touches with the inside of my left foot, 100 touches with the inside of my right, 100 touches with the instep of my left foot, 100 touches with the right instep against a wall, passing it back and forth, outside of my foot, so on and so forth. And so it's just a lot of repetition. Juggles with right foot only, juggles with left foot only, juggle with right knee only, juggle with left knee only, juggle with head only, juggle with left foot and left knee only, juggle with right foot and right knee only. Stuff like that just became part of it. So my mom really pushed into me. I think it had to do, I grew up on a horse farm. And so repetition and tasks are part of life. Clean stalls, do water buckets. Horses go out during day in the summertime, and during the evening, during the winter, it's the opposite. They go out in the summer, they go out during the night because it's so hot, in during the day because it's cool in the barn, and vice versa during the winter, out during the day because it's hot, out in during the night because it's hot in the barn. So, it's those type of repetitious tasks that hopefully move things along. Same on the farm. If you're doing things to keep things going, obviously you're sustaining, but it's also those repetitious things that help the farm grow, whether it's planting flowers or building a new building or whatever you can do on a daily task, new fence lines, breed more animals, whatever it is, do marketing. There's a lot of tasks that you can do daily if you align them up that can help grow your family. And growing up on a farm, I think we do a lot of tasks and pursue excellence, as we mentioned in core value number 6. If you do it as a family like farmers do, when there's a livelihood there, I think you have to pursue your best and produce the best. And I think a lot of generations who grew up on farms are now finding their way back to the farms in today's current situation, as well as ways to improve the world and be entrepreneurs. So being committed to dominate daily is more than just a set of tasks. I think it's our everyday action. It's living by the core values every day. But if we're talking about living by certain tasks, I think Andy Frisella's 75 Hard is probably the best one that encompasses physical and mental toughness in growing in order to be committed. I think it makes you uncomfortable enough where everything else in life is pretty hard. I think that's the other place I learned. I think CrossFit, 100% being uncomfortable, the workouts being random, constantly different movements, about a year of wanting to fight or flight in CrossFit because you were scared of the workouts or scared you were going to get crushed. But it taught me one day at a time, one task at a time, one movement at a time, perfect the movement with a PVC pipe, perfect the movement with a barbell or a light dumbbell, then move into the heavier barbell weights, heavier dumbbells, so on and so forth. Do a lot of pull-ups eventually, get into a muscle up, things like that. But it takes those daily tasks. And then, like I said, 75 Hard really sealed the deal about 3 years ago for me. I'm on my 3rd year of 75 Hard. It's 75 days of 5 tasks. Drink a gallon of water, read 10 pages of a book, follow a nutrition plan, which is also not drinking alcohol, take a daily picture, and do 2 workouts a day for 45 minutes, one of which has to be outside. Walking counts. So I use a 30-pound weight vest when I walk to help get a 45-minute thing. I also use a Whoop. That's WHOOP. And any of you guys out there paranoid about COVID, Whoop also, this is not marketing. They're not paying me to say this, just so everyone knows. It also tracks your respiratory rates. So it can help you identify early COVID signs. Just saying, it's pretty cool. Once it tracks your body, once it sinks into your body, once it gets the algorithm right with your body over time, it works. We do all of the workout. I work out with the Primal Rock athletes on Whoop. They help push me to do even better. But either way, I use 75 Hard. I use my Whoop. I check it daily to monitor it. I stick with a nutrition plan. I'm on my 3rd year. It really helped me take those same 5 daily task approach and put it into my work habits, my power list, as Andy Frisella calls it, and really start to excel at that. It's taken me a long time, 3.5 years. I would say I have a lifetime of learning still to do on it. I thoroughly enjoy reading the 10 pages a day, though. It's something I've generally read always. I would crush books when I would be on the road. I didn't have a pattern to it necessarily, but now that I'm doing 10 pages a day, I can still crush books when I travel, but at least I have the consistency of making sure I get at least 10 pages done a day of a nonfiction personal growth type book. So I read a lot of different books. Throughout the podcast coming up, you'll probably hear different books. I think I also, Alaina's also put a book list on the website coming up here soon. I know we've talked about it, so we should see one coming up if it's not on there already. So again, you can find those same book lists probably from Ed Mylett or Andy Frisella or any of the greats. I will just give you mine that I've read so far over the last 3.5 years. I won't go into a lifetime of books, but I would definitely narrow it down to, since I've started 75 Hard, what books I've read. And I also narrow it down to all the books internally at Food Service Partners that we read for the Centurion Leadership Battalion. So be committed to dominate daily. Take initiative. So if I'm going to dominate daily, I also need to not take on everything. Obviously, if I'm committed to everything, I can't possibly succeed at everything in my life. But if I'm committed to dominate daily, I can take initiative in the things that I want to grow in. So here's really how I look at this particular core value. Again, it's an inventory. What am I taking initiative in? What am I not? Okay, of those things I'm not, and of those things I am, which ones are truly moving me forward, and which ones are truly benefiting my family or my community or my job or whatever. So I go through an inventory of what those really mean and which ones aren't I doing because I'm afraid. I think that's another way to look at it. And then I really go through it and what helps anything grow. So what are things that help me grow my business? What are the things that help me grow as a person? What are the things that help me grow my family? So, social media, for example, trying to grow a presence there with family members. My stepdaughter Zoe was recently engaged. They're both CrossFitters. They're both public figures. They're both professionals. They've been to the CrossFit Games. Now it's sort of what I'm talking about is committing core values as a family, committed, dominate daily, take initiative. We're trying to push content as a family, with photographers, with everything, and it aligns with my businesses like Primal Rock because, I want people to be healthier and Food Service Partners. So, everything starts to align, as you manifest it, that we want a healthier, better, more inspired planet to do so. And as athletes, that's definitely a way you inspire people. And we definitely have a food company, obviously, that produces food in 4 different locations across the country, 75 million meals a year right now, equivalent. So we're committed to dominate daily. I could get to $1 billion company. That's the goal. Obviously, freaks people out. That is it. But in order to get there, we have to dominate daily. It's one day at a time. So what are those daily tasks to get to that help us grow? What are the daily tasks that I can do for myself as Justin to help grow my family's presence on social media, including my own, for example, and in a healthy way? And then how do I grow as an athlete and stay as a healthy human and take care of myself? Because if I'm going to dominate daily, I got to make sure I'm in the best mental and physical health to do so, to protect my family, to live for my family, to do best for my business, to inspire my family or inspire my business, the people in business or team members. Because if we're a company about health, it's about a lifestyle. If we're a company about a better planet, it's about a lifestyle. In order to have a better lifestyle, you got to have better core values. In order to have better lifestyle, you've got to have boundaries and rules which look like daily tasks. So if I'm committed to my tasks, I then have a structure. And ironically, within structure is where I have the most freedom to be an entrepreneur, be successful, be a leader, be an entrepreneur, whatever it is. When you know the rules, you know how to operate. And when you set daily tasks, you're setting the rules for which you're going to move your life forward every day. And then you stack them up 3.5 years, or now in Food Service Partners' case, 22 years later. I would say the last 3.5 years we've really done it efficiently, and it hasn't been pretty. It's been messy. We've been learning, growing, taking cash to grow. It's hard, guys. Being a leader, pushing forward, being in the forefront of a business, being committed to dominate daily so you can grow as a company, taking the initiative when no one else will to take the risks. It's hard stuff, but it is leadership. So if you want to be a leader, you've got to be committed to dominate daily. You've got to take initiative to do the things that are going to help you grow, help your family grow, help your business grow. And you've got to choose what are those things. Maybe it's all the things that are going to help you grow, but which ones are going to help it grow the most on a day-to-day basis, or today versus tomorrow. So you have to prioritize. I really encourage all of you to figure it out and have balance of dominating daily with your family, spending time with your kids, your wife, your husband, significant other, spending that time, because you can't lead if you're not present. So I encourage you to be present as a coach, as a leader in your family, whatever it is in the schools. I encourage that, because that's part of dominating daily, is leading in your families. Leading in your business, really going into work and being at work and dominating. You know, I talk about breaking on my day. I have really 3 days in one day. In the morning, I kind of go and it's all my conference calls for FSP. It's literally like just nonstop conference calls of downloading of information across all of our companies, across all of our locations, based on where we are. It's a lot. Sometimes it could be repetitive, but it's necessary so everyone gets the same information on the same page. Then my afternoon is basically growth mode. What clients do I have? What things do I need to do? What are all the necessary? Because in the morning it was, what do we have? What problems do we have? What do we need to sustain? What's in the business? Where are we having problems? Where are we not? What needs to be moved where? Then it's growth mode in the afternoon. I go into 100%. How do I grow FSP forward? Am I recording a podcast like I'm doing right now? Am I working on marketing? Am I working on doing an interview? Am I working with a client? Am I doing pricing for a new client? What am I pushing along with my team, with the business development and client relations team, or the implementation team, or the operations team, to continue growth? That's how I spend my second day of this particular day. My third day is really grow Justin. So a lot of that is working out, is working on social media posts, or going through photographs from photographer Trevor, RMK Visions, just so anyone can find them. And then, you know, really spending time with family. What is it? Watching a movie. What is it? So it's all about that third day of that single day is all about personal and family growth beyond what I'm already doing. Because obviously day one and day two, if I holistically look at it, it's for my family, and my family's a part of it. I do work with Deborah, you know, so there is that. But what I'm saying is it's more related to those things, to the coaching, to the growth of myself, to, you know, being more present and personally, taking care of all the little personal things and family things, and being there so I feel good. Like, I love my family. I want to spend as much time with them as possible, but I also want what's best for them, you know, beyond selfish reasons. So sometimes that means I've got to stay moving forward just to make sure everyone sees it as an example that we have to move forward no matter what. So, and there are days that I don't want to. So that's being committed to dominate daily, you know. I can say there are particular events always that are uncomfortable that we have to go through, but it's important for me to be there for my family, for my stepkids, for, you know, Zoe and Maddie, and now John, who's engaged to Zoe. You know, it's important that I'm present. It's important to me because I like that, because, yes, selfishly, you know, I want to be there and I want to be a parent, even though I'm, you know, they're perfectly fine without that, because I am a step parent, obviously. But what I do think it is I get to be there to lead and be present when they need me. Not that they need me all the time, or they ever need me for that matter. But there's a time where the opportunity is there, where the skill set that you may have is the way that God speaks to other people. I'm going to repeat that again. There may be times in life where, if you're committed to dominate daily and you're going to take the initiative, God uses you to speak positively to other people. So maybe it's not about you. Maybe every once in a while, you just have to inspire and motivate, because that's what God would do, right? Or what Jesus would do if you're Christian. So, not a pun intended, or whatever the saying would be, but what I am saying is, you have to lead, you have to be present, because you want to be. Because if you want a legacy and you want what's best for your kids and you want what's best for the people around you, you have to be present to do it. Not because you're better than anyone, but also be aware that your presence with them is also going to help you grow. Because I can tell you that, Maddie, Zoe, and John have helped me grow probably more than I've helped them grow. And their dedication to dominate daily in the way that they do. As a family, we do it, all of us, and all of our pursuits. They too give me hope and inspire me, give every day purpose and joy. And because of that, I get even more committed to dominate daily, and I take even more initiative, because my positive reward system is my family, is the legacy that we build, and is the leadership and the positivity I build amongst everyone around me. And so that dominating daily, I talk about this a lot, is Food Service Partners is a food company, but really we are in the business of trying to grow people. Whether they stay at Food Service Partners or they grow into a new role, that doesn't matter. It's an opportunity to influence people, to make a difference beyond a paycheck, make a difference in their family beyond just putting food on the table, right? How do we lead? Every day, through my actions, through my opportunity. Yes, obviously, we want to be a profitable company. We are a for-profit company, all of them. But that doesn't mean you don't get to do the right thing along the way. It doesn't mean you don't get to dominate. And it doesn't mean that the people that are around you truly can make a difference that echoes across generations through dominating daily and building legacies, not just your own, but everyone's. And I would say that if you're building everyone and helping everyone build a legacy, you too are building your own legacy, or your family's legacy, or so on and so forth. The important part is, how do we teach leaderships to the next generations? How do we teach leaderships in our family, leadership skills? How do we teach, motivation and inspiration and leadership every day and come together as a family? Because dominating as a family, I think we often look at our differences as a family or within our families versus what it is. But hey, 4 locations, our teammates, our family looks different. My family, extended family, it's all different. It doesn't look any way the way anyone would expect any of it to. Why? Because we embrace the differences, and those are our superpowers in our family, in our businesses, at Food Service Partners, at Primal Rock, in my home. It's all about, how do we all grow forward? How do we all take the time that we have to make the biggest difference? And yes, we do watch Netflix together. There is a time where it's great to just be a family and go on vacation and learn to do nothing and have adventure together too. And build memories, right? Because if you're committed to dominate daily and you take initiative, the absolute biggest reward that you can get from doing that is the memories you build along the way, the photographs. Because if you're committed to dominate daily, you're taking initiative, you're stepping out of comfort zones within your own family. You're probably going on better vacations. You're buying better cars. You're saving more money. You're making more money overall as a family. You may even get into business as a family. But it starts with dominating as a family. I didn't end up in business with my father at 18 or 19 years old because he trusted me at 18 or 19 years old. It was atypical, and here's why. Because I started working for my father when I was 3 years old, mowing the lawn, and I was accountable to do it. I had problems. Yes, I had back things. I went through teenage years. I rebelled here and there. But I still did it every week. Got on that tractor, had him turn on the key, turn on the mower. Couldn't touch any of the things, had the speed set. I would just go, and when I was done, I'd turn off the key, and I could do 5 acres on the farm. No problem. I built trust over a long period of time, and then I built a business with him. and his business partners, and Steve Slocum and Bob Dunn, and a lot of other people at Food Service Partners. A lot of people from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, whatever you want to call it, but it didn't, and we never looked at it that way. Why? Because we were committed to dominate daily and be the best versions of ourselves, to take initiative, to grow the people around us in doing so. And when you do that, it doesn't matter. Everyone is there, and if you're dominating, we're all the same. We all live by the same core values. We all are dominating the way that we want to. We're all here to make the world a better place. It's good enough for me. And that's when we talk about in this podcast or in these core values, it's not about people's personalities. It's about, do we all have the same vision to behave the same way to make a difference as a whole? Do we all agree enough to pursue that thing that makes a big enough difference? I don't know. Where have all the leaders gone? Who knows? But I hope they're starting to come back through things like this podcast, listening in, dominating daily, doing it in your communities, doing it every chance. I'm talking about putting away grocery carts, helping old ladies with bags, you name it, going to volunteering, hiring people, creating opportunity, going to a school, coaching soccer, being an entrepreneur so you create more business and taxes and everything else so we can do more with the world that we have. Do it. Take the initiative. Do something more. You've got more in you. Trust me. All right? If I can somehow fit 3 full days into one day and feel like I still have a weekend every single day by spending that third day and shaping it in my mind that way and making the most of it and not wasting that time, you can too. It's not hard. With a family, with responsibilities, whatever it is, most of us are already doing it. We're just not structuring it right to make it more efficient or to dominate daily. So, thank you everyone for listening in. Again, core value number 8, be committed to dominate daily. Take initiative. Thanks everyone.